Hey everyone, I'm Alison Glue from Alison Glue Guitar School, and one of the questions I get asked from parents often is how do I get my kids to practice? So this is something that I'd like to work through with you guys and just give you 5 of my top tips about how we can support our kids to get the most out of their lessons, because they're not cheap. I'm sure you've got other things to spend your money on if they're not getting anywhere with it and you sort of feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall and it's really tough and frustrating. So here are my top 5 tips to get your kids to practice. So first thing we've got to understand is we need to create a habit, and this is hard. You think about it yourself. If you try to start a new diet or get fit, okay, you're going to start out hard and go really well for a week or so, and then we tend to go back to our old habits. This is no different for your kids, so please understand that they're not being naughty. It's just that this is something new, okay? So unless they have really formed the habit, and it takes about a month to form a new habit, they're going to self-sabotage. They're going to watch that YouTube video. They're going to feel like they don't want to do it. So we have to really support them in creating a new habit. So how do we do that? What I'd like you to think about is setting some times during the week. So if you kind of just wait for motivation to strike, it's not going to happen, okay? It's not. It's like waiting for the kids to do their homework, okay? They just don't go, oh, I want to go and read a book and do a whole bunch of homework, unless you've got a great kid. Most don't. You've got to say, hey, sit down at this time. So this is what we want to do with guitar practice as well. So have a look at your week and see what days are super busy. Cut them out. That's not the day you practice. Maybe have a look, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those days work for us. Then what I would like you to do is make a time. So think about it when it sort of works. Is it in the morning before school? Is it at 4:30? Have a think about it. Put an alarm on their device. And I don't know about you, but my kids have got about 3 devices, okay? So we put an alarm on it and it goes ping and it says it's time to practice. That's going to remind them and just help them get into that habit. Then what you can do is set the timer on their phone or on their device for 15 minutes or 20 minutes and say you're going to sit down and do it for this time. Put the timer on. Then once they've done their practice, go to the fridge and tick it off. So have a visual reminder somewhere in the kitchen where they're going to be quite a lot, where you're going to see it too, and you can see if they've ticked it off or not. That way, if you've gone a few days and there's no ticks, you can get on it really quick and say, hey, it's time to put your things down now and go and do some practice. So set the time for the week, put some reminders on the phone, tick it off on the fridge, have a timer for the session, and remember that they're kids, and don't make them more accountable for this than we are ourselves when we do things, okay? So they're going to fall back and they're not going to be great at it for some days or weeks, and it's our job to really support them and help them get back into the habit, because when it's a habit, it's easy. Okay, number 2, make it non-negotiable, okay? Kids have a shower, that's what you do. All right, it's dinner time, you come and eat dinner, that's what you do. It's practice, that's what you do, okay? So this is what we need to get to with the kids, that it's not when you feel like it. All right, so often we try to say, well, I'm not really in the mood, I don't really feel inspired, or feeling a bit sick, I'm feeling a bit tired, I've had a busy day. Doesn't matter. The alarm's gone off, this is what you do. It takes away all of the excuses that you come up with yourself for things. If you just go, I actually don't care if I feel like it or not, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to eat that food, or I'm going to do that exercise. Same with the kids, okay? So if you take away all those little things that they can come up with, excuses, it makes it a whole bunch easier. Carrot and stick it as well. Seriously, you can say, yeah, sure, you can watch that YouTube video, but you're not getting the Wi-Fi password until you've done your 10 minutes of guitar practice. Easy. Wi-Fi works really well. So the third thing we're going to do is check that they know how to practice. This is huge. It's going to take them a while to understand how to practice. So make sure you sit down with the teacher and explain that you would like them to do a whole lesson on how to practice. And make sure they're doing that regularly, because as their skills improve, what they're going to do in a practice session changes. So to start with, they'll need a list. It might be, do this exercise 3 times, do some rhythm practice, play through this song, work on this phrase. Okay, so really have something, because often, especially if they're little, they go and sit down, they go, okay, I'm going to practice, I don't know what to do. And they kind of fiddle around with the song, and then they put it down and they go away. So really help them out, make sure they know exactly what to do. And if you're not musical yourself, just make sure the teacher is really going through what to do in a practice session. Number 4, we're going to goal set. Okay, it's really hard, especially with music. It's so open-ended, you never finish learning. So let's make it rewarding. Have a goal. Maybe it's the number of sessions that they're going to practice during the week, or they're going to get better at a certain rhythm strumming pattern or finger picking pattern. Perhaps it's a chord change or a particular song. Have a goal for that week and have a goal for the practice session. Okay, that way at the end of it they're going to feel good. Okay, and you can tick it off once they've got that. And have some sort of reward at the end of the week. If your goal is to practice 5 times and they've done it, do an ice cream on a Sunday, or some extra screen time, or have a friend for a sleepover, or whatever it is. You know, look at that with your child, what sort of motivates them, and that will be an extra little reward for doing your guitar practice. It just takes all the grumbles away, okay? If you can remind them that there's something good at the end, eventually they'll understand that, you know, getting better at guitar or uke is going to be what is the reward. But until they're there, let's just kind of bribe them, okay? The last thing, and this is number 5, is just understand that they are going to plateau, and they're human, and we all do it. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to get to a point with anything where that shiny newness that's all fun has gone, and you're going to feel a bit apathetic and can't really be bothered, and it's going to be hard, and you're going to feel in a slump. That happens, and it happens at different times. Just be aware if it is happening for your child, and don't be too hard on them. It's just a matter of having a chat with the teacher and letting them know. Okay, so don't feel that the kid doesn't want to do it anymore, because often that's not the case. They love going to the lessons, they're not practicing at home. We need to work together and really work out a way to inspire them and to move them forward. So often they'll get to 18 months of playing and sort of all that beginner stuff is gone, and now they're looking at, well, you know, how can I get better? So as teachers, we might look at putting them on an electric guitar or a pedal, or trying a different genre of music, or getting them to try solos for the first time. Okay, so there's something that we can do to move them on, playing in a band or in a group, something to motivate them. Otherwise they just feel like they're stuck. So I hope those tips have helped you. So we're going to create the habit, really help them do that, make it non-negotiable. We're going to check that they know how to practice. We're going to goal set for them, and we're just going to recognize that plateau and get in there and help them through it as soon as we notice. So I hope that's helped you guys out, and I look forward to seeing you all really soon. Take care. Bye.